Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
When I wanted to start off in a big way, I want to talk about one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and I want to know everyone's thoughts on it because I know he's been through a lot of bullshit and some shit.
Just a little.
Just a little. And I want to talk about Hulk Hogan, brother. Brother.
Oh, brother.
So what's it work, brother?
It's a work.
Oh
goodness gracious. So before we go on, I want to get your thoughts because when I brought this up to you beforehand, you're like, Hulk Hogan.
You're just starting it out with me because you want to fight. You want to fight.
Whoop.
No, we're not going to fight. No, it's not that. I guess I feel about Hulk Hogan the way you feel about Roman Reigns. I'm semi-indifferent. When I started watching wrestling was back in, early 1990s. I was pretty young, watched it with my brothers, my stepdad. And he was just this character that everybody got really excited about, but I was too young to care. And then he was cool. He was NWO.
Yeah.
That's when I liked him, was NWO. And then he just was the guy who took up all the screen time for the other people I wanted to see.
Sounds like a certain somebody.
That's what I'm saying. I was really thinking about it. I'm like, I feel about Hulk Hogan the way you feel about Roman Reigns. Is that I've never understood the hype really. I guess maybe I like the Bad Boys a little bit more, and he's always seemed to be in somebody's pocket. He's Bishop's man. He's, Vince's man. He's always the right hand of the boss.
Bischoff?
Yeah, Bischoff. That's what I meant.
You said Bishop? I was like, Bishop. I was trying to think, who
Bischoff. Bishop.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, do remember that I watched wrestling a lot in Nebraska, and they don't say things the same way.
Bishop.
No,
Bishop is how we always said it. Eric Bishop. And so maybe that was my brother trying to call him a bitch. But yeah, I've never been a huge fan of that. I've always liked the Rebels. I've always liked the ones that are going against the main man. I like the Bill Goldbergs. I know your face cringed, but man, I would get excited when he would come out. Later on, he sucked. Don't get me wrong.
Goldberg, I like Goldberg too, but then after a while, yeah.
After a while, it got a little old. It was just kind of like, seriously, come on, man. But those were the people I always really wanted. I like the underdogs. I like the people who are going against the man. I like Sting, in the what are they called?
The crow look he did and stuff like that.
With the bat over his back, just all of a sudden showing like I was a Sting fan. So
me too. Don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad at all. I love Sting. Even seeing him last week on Raw was exciting for me.
Oh yeah, he was, huh?
He sure
for
was.
The birthday party. Yes,
I remember it specifically because I was pissed off that they didn't have anybody from WCW, and then out came Sting, and I was like, yes, yes.
You're alive.
How about you, Big Daddy?
Hulk Hogan,
brother.
That's right, Big Daddy,
brother.
Say my name,
brother.
I can't do it.
No, Hulk Hogan. First time I seen him was Rocky. That was the first time I seen Rocky 3. What the fuck was his name? Thunder Lips.
Yep.
Thunder
Then
Lips.
I started watching. Then I remember seeing him again in the first WrestleMania, and I've seen Hulk Hogan like that ever since. He'd go out with the damn belt on TV. He would never wrestle. He was just a champion, and he would only wrestle at the big matches, but never on TV. But then after a while, people were like, hey, we want to see Hulk Hogan on TV. But Vince was like, nope. He only wrestles at the main matches. And which is kind of funny because people still have a fit about what's his name doing that now? Brock Lesnar.
Ugh.
Brock Lesnar does it now. How come people didn't make a big old fit about Hulk Hogan doing it back then?
Brother.
brother.
I'm gonna say that when I can.
He's not.
It's gonna drive me crazy.
He does too.
You are not my brother. We are not kin. Stop it.
The big ass mustache. Come on now,
Brother.
I don't know. I just don't like that. I just don't.
You're like, fuck him. But like you, I liked him when he was in NWO. I still remember watching it the night that he turned. I was like, hell yeah, it's about fucking time.
Finally,
because
right?
His
he became interesting.
Good guy character that was stale, and people started making fun of him so damn much after all the trials about the steroids and everything. So yeah, he's taking his vitamins and saying his prayers that his ass won't go to jail. That's about it. But yeah, Hogan over the years he's stayed relevant. He's just as soon as like wrestling changes its way, here he comes back. He pulls everyone back into those little kid days of vitamins and prayers and.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say everybody.
For me, he does.
Using that term loosely.
Even though I know the Saudi Arabia thing was a big like poo-poo thing, but when they announced Hogan, I won't lie. Like my childhood came back a little bit, and for me,
with everybody in the crowd as well. You
yeah,
can see it.
And for me, I've grown up with Hulk Hogan most of my life because my grandpa used to watch Saturday Night Main Event. And he would make sure that when we went to town to go grocery shopping and stuff like that, he would always make my great grandma rush. She's like, hey, wrestling's on. We gotta get. I told you, we only have this amount of time, and I used to sit in the back room when we used to watch Saturday Night Main Event, seeing Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan come out to "I'm a Real American" and the yellow and red, and I had a bandana.
I hate the yellow and red.
Oh, I love the yellow and red. And I just remember being so engaged into like people joke about the 5 moves of doom with John Cena. Literally, Hogan has like the 3 moves of doom: the finger and the big boot and the big leg drop. But it was so awesome to me. I remember like WrestleMania 3 against Andre the Giant. Even though they hyped it up like he picked up Andre the Giant. Oh my God! I'm like
his back up.
I was like, but he did it before, and not many people know it because it wasn't on TV. It was just a house show. He picked up Andre and slammed him, and they made it a thing at WrestleMania. Then I remember like one of my personal favorite WrestleManias is Sergeant Slaughter versus Hulk Hogan. I cry every time I watch that match because of the emotion going into it and seeing Sergeant Slaughter burning Hogan's shirt, and I'm like, that's like burning the American flag. That's the way I felt. I was feeling like that as a kid. I was
getting the eyebrow right now. You guys can't see the eyebrow because
you can't see this.
You know what? the whole Hulk Hogan and Slaughter match, I was going for Sergeant Slaughter. I was. I don't know why. I just was going for Sergeant Slaughter because he was just believable as a fucking dickhead.
Well, I mean, yeah, he always has been.
Yeah, that's very true.
Fun fact about that
Slaughter.
match is Vince actually wanted him to burn the American flag, and then he was like,
gracious.
yeah, he was like, no, I'm already getting death threats right now about being with Iron Sheik as my manager, and you want me to burn the American flag? I'll burn Hogan's shirt. Okay, and he's like, no, I want you to burn the flag, and he's like, no.
Good for him.
Good for him, because that really that probably got him.
Man, I'm wondering because honestly, I'm really wondering what impact that would have had on Vince's dynasty.
That's very true.
Because that's going just like a step too far.
Yeah.
Like he's pushed it a couple of times. There's been some rape simulations. There's been a couple of times where Vince has really pushed
the envelope just to see how far he can go.
But burning the flag, man,
Then going to Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan, and that match is garbage. But it's a great match because of the hype. It's one of those ones where you're like, damn, Ultimate Warrior is botching everything like crazy.
I didn't care for Ultimate Warrior either. I guess you'll notice a trend for me. I didn't care for Ultimate Warrior. He was too all-American. I don't know. There's just something about it.
I never liked Ultimate Warrior.
Same with Hulk, but when it was Hulk against Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, brother.
I like the Bad Boys.
That was a good match. That was a hell of a good damn match.
All of those
and
matches.
I remember Bash at the Beach, sitting there watching that with my great grandpa, and the switch. and talking about the New World Order, and I'm like, no, Hulk Hogan betrayed everything I believe in.
I was like, yeah, get it, boy.
My mom's like, what's wrong?
That shirt, and it was the NWO underneath, and I was like,
and you know, and with everything, you know, it was one of those things where I was like, what? And I just remember my mom's like, what are you crying for? I was like, them songs, the vitamins and the pythons, it's all gone. It's all gone. The vitamins. And the vitamins, say your prayers. You know, and it just to correct you real quick, because I know somebody will probably be like, Kyle, why don't you let that slip? He didn't have the NW shirt on. He was still rocking the red and yellow at Bash at the Beach, but he was the third man. I didn't
remember the Bash at the Beach.
Yeah,
I was really young.
Yeah, he was the third man, because everyone's like, who's going to be the third man? Because this is when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash came, and they were known as the Outsiders. And I love them so much. Yeah, and so when they were there, everyone's like, who's the third man? And here comes Hogan, because it's Sting and Savage in the ring. And they're like, here comes Hogan. He's the third man. He's going to help Savage and Sting. And all of a sudden, he does the turn. And then everyone's like, what? You know, and then, like, from there, he became really cool.
Now, I'm wondering what I'm thinking of. When he went red and black, did he rip that shirt open to a red and black? Who the fuck
probably, because,
I think it was, because I distinctly remember, and it could have been,
there was so many different variations of the NWO. It got so stupid. I just
remember him ripping one shirt open and having another one underneath, and having, like, no.
Maybe
I'm completely wrong. It was Sting.
Was it Sting?
It was Sting.
Yeah. The Wolfpack? Because there was Wolfpack, there was regular NWO, black and white, but there was LWO.
It? You're about to Google it, aren't you?
I sure am.
I have this
there was
remembrance.
Latino World Order.
Latino World Order, yeah, the LWO.
I had that shirt.
There's the beat.
I think every Mexican across the world had a Latino World Order shirt. Because I saw them all over the damn place. I'm like, damn, look at my people.
Yeah.
And I should clarify that when I was watching 90% of these matches in high school, I was not sober. That was definitely a thing. We definitely like to engage in what is now legal in some states and eat our pizza and then throw around these punching bags. I mean, we were in high school. That's what we did.
Yeah. Well, for us, you know, pay-per-views were a big deal.
Oh,
like we used to have parties and whatnot, cooking out and stuff like that. So, you know, I had my little Hulkamania shirt that my mom got me, and I had the wrestling buddies, the Ultimate Warrior and the Hulk Hogan ones that my uncle used to have, but he used to let me play with. I'm always in the back room like, out the top rope, here comes Kyle, and this and that. Did you find it?
Google NWO shirt.
Here's the different factions. Okay, the New World Order was the first one. NWO Hollywood, NWO Wolfpack, NWO Elite, NWO 2000, NWO Japan, and the Wolfpack.
No Blue World Order? Remember them? Blue Meanie?
Yeah, the Blue Meanie and Nova and Al Snow. And who else was there?
Al Snow. Man, that's somebody I haven't thought about.
He is still a trainer. He's still a trainer over there at the...
Yeah, but, you know, then with the turn, too, it was one of those things where it was like, this is the biggest thing in wrestling right now. You took the biggest, like, pop culture phenomenon and made him bad, and then he became so cool. And then towards the end of his WCW run, you remember when he was running for president?
Yes.
You remember that because he was leaving to go pursue a movie career and whatnot, and so they wanted to write him off. WCW.
There it is. This is what I was thinking. It was Sting Nitro when he joined the NWO Wolfpack June 1st, 1998, when he took off his trench coat. That was the moment I was thinking of.
So
that was the shirt reveal where it killed me.
Now you can't see this.
You can't see this. But now you definitely know who I was paying attention to in the 90s. It wasn't Hulk. It wasn't Hulk.
Yeah, the only reason why I had to correct because we do have one person who loved the variation of old wrestling junkies. And if I made a mistake, Ooh.
Well,
He's
you're
on
gonna
your
have
ass.
fun with me because I'm gonna fuck up all the time. Like I've watched a lot of wrestling, and sometimes it just blurs together. So you have some fun. You can start pointing out. We can do a drinking game or something when you're
Yes.
listening to the podcast. Every time Melissa fucks up and confuses one of the factions, you take a shot.
You know, I don't drink that much anymore. You're not gonna turn me into a lush man.
Well, I'll try to keep it to a minimum.
Speaking of drinking and being drunk, and you have to be drunk watching these movies, which Hulk Hogan movie do you remember the most that you probably saw?
Mr. Mom.
That was you mean Mr. Nanny?
Mr. Nanny, the one where he wore a freaking apron.
Yeah, Mr. Nanny.
Mr. Nanny, mine was
Suburban Commando.
nope. The one where he faced Zeus.
Oh, his first movie, No Holds
First
Barred.
movie. Yeah,
I
No
have that
Holds
movie.
Barred. That is the stupidest, cheesiest ass movie. Now when I watch, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Have you seen this?
No.
I need to let you borrow it. It's amazing.
No, it's not.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
Rip 'em.
I don't
Remember?
know.
Rip 'em, brother.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a Rip 'em shirt. That's how much I love Hulk Hogan. Like, I love that movie so much because it's so bad. And there's a scene in there where they're trying to get him like in this disclosed location, and he breaks out of this what's it, a limousine, and he busts out like he's actual Hulk. So and he grabs this the driver, and he's like, "What's that smell?" And the driver's all, "Duty." Duty. Brilliant.
This must
Brilliant.
be a boy thing.
It's a wrestling nerd fucking thing because that movie, people still watch it. I watched it the first time. I was like, I like the bad guy. Do you know who the bad guy was? by
In that
chance?
movie? No, absolutely
Zeus.
not.
You
I've
haven't
never even
seen
seen
his
it.
name was Zeus, but you've probably seen him in several other movies, especially a 1996 stoner movie set in South Central with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube.
Oh, geez. Could that possibly be Friday?
Yes, and who was the bad guy? Quote,
Debo?
unquote. Yes, he
Yeah,
played Zeus,
Oh, gracious.
and he was back then. Tiny Lister.
What'd you
Jr.
say?
Yeah, he was huge. I mean, he
was huge. He was a
against
big
Hulk Hogan. I
fella.
mean, but he was working too stiff. That's why he didn't last long in wrestling, because he actually, the few times he did wrestle people and tried to show him that, he's a badass, he actually injured him. So his wrestling career didn't last long.
Yeah, you can actually hurt
No,
people.
you can't. They kept trying to tell him, you can't hurt people.
Well,
Well, I mean,
you
people
can't
get
say that
hurt all
for
the time, but
Ultimate Warrior, who was Mr. Botch. Like, who was it? Honky Tonk Man said he hated wrestling Ultimate Warrior because like he was so stiff and so green, and like when he would pick him up, he'd literally like be holding his dick and balls in his hand, like squeezing them while he was putting them up. And he's like, so every
stop it.
yeah, stop it, like. Ultimate
That's
Warrior.
not what I meant when I said I was a honky tonk man.
He was doing that present. He's just squeezing over his head. He's
My grapefruits. But then, we went into a dark time with Hulk Hogan, too, right after this. Like, I don't know. Have you guys seen this documentary? It's on, I forgot what it's on, but, like, after the fallout with his wife, after the accident with his son, his son got in that car accident.
Killed that boy.
Killed that boy. There's this documentary that's out there. Not many people know about it, but I watched it, and it's depressing. It's like he talks about alcoholism. He talks about almost killing himself, like putting a gun in his mouth and this and that. It's heartbreaking because you watch this documentary, and you're like, that's Hulk Hogan, like, no, that's Terry Brooks. That's
what they always say is you can never ever judge like a TV character by their persona. Like you never know what these people are actually going through. So maybe that it might be helpful for me to see that because I just
it's on Yahoo, not Yahoo, YouTube.
Yeah.
Yahoo. Yeah, well, you can probably type it in the Yahoo. It'll probably pull up. Yeah,
Right.
it's a
I didn't even know Yahoo was a thing anymore. No.
yeah.
Just Google.
Just type it in YouTube, and it's a really cool documentary, and I recommend it to anybody because like it broke my heart. Like I'm always crying, but
Oh, so I might actually know something you don't. We'll find out. Did you see that Netflix is making a
Chris Hemsworth?
Yep. Yes.
Hulk
Okay,
Hogan?
you do know Hulk Hogan is having a documentary.
I screamed like a little
with
girl
Chris
because I went through
Hemsworth.
Twitter. I was like, Chris Hemsworth is playing Hulk Hogan. Oh, I was like, I told my boss her name's Connie. I was like, Connie! She was like, what? I was like, they're making a Hulk Hogan movie, and Chris Hemsworth is gonna play Hulk Hogan, brother. I went all into it, and I started
my God.
I started posing like I was Hogan. I was like, yeah, I'm a real American, and I was like doing this. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? Make that pizza, and I'm like, no, fuck that pizza. I'm like,
don't you know what's important, Connie?
I was like, damn it, it's Hogan, brother.
So Chris Hemsworth is gonna play Hulk Hogan. He's gonna have to beef up a hell of a lot more than
he will.
Persona.
Yeah, his last movie he was pretty small, so we'll see. He definitely can.
I'm so excited. I feel like it's worth.
He had like
his last movie wasn't Thor. It was
the race car.
No, it was the one at the hotel.
Where he played the spy, kind of.
No, he wasn't a spy. He was a cult leader. I just watched. It just came out.
I only know him as Thor.
He was really good, and it was it had the guy from Mad Men in it.
John Hamm?
Yeah.
But
it's very recent. It just came out. I just rented it a couple weeks ago.
But Netflix is going to do the Hulk Hogan movie, and executive producer, lo and behold, Eric Bischoff.
Bad Times at the El Royale 2018 was his last movie.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I haven't.
Yeah, the trailer looks pretty out there, so I wanted to see it, but you know,
it's good. It's worth it. It's good to see him in a different role.
Yeah,
it's very versatile. He'll be a good Hulk.
That'd be interesting.
It's gonna be awesome, dude. I'm excited. I'm like, Hulk Hogan movie? Hell yeah! You know.
See, what's funny is because I'm on the fence with Hulk, so I was like, Hulk Hogan movie. Oh, Chris Hemsworth.
But you're gonna hear him be like, brother.
I know, it's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Stop it, Chris Hemsworth. He's not your brother.
I wonder who started a drinking game listening to this. Like, oh god, here's Kyle. He's gonna title everything, brother. Take a shot every time.
Drinking games this episode, jeez. Should start that out. Okay, so the drinking game for the next episode will be.
How many times Kyle said he's gonna cry?
Oh my gosh, you have said that a lot.
You would be fucking so fucking slosh, man.
For the record, because you can't see this, Kyle has not actually cried yet.
Yeah.
I'm watching him. I'm watching him for you.
I'm always crying. Like I cry at wrestling matches. I cry.
You cry at fucking Logan.
Movies. I cry at Logan. Everything.
Infinity War.
I cry at wrestling matches because I'm that passionate about it. So sue me, Big Daddy. Jeez.
Gosh, when was the last time I cried during wrestling? Well, I mean this week. Never mind. I know when. I was gonna say it was when Sable got pinned by Mark Marrow. That was sad. I think I cried.
I laughed my ass off. I laughed.
I was so sad. I was so sad. I was like, what a meanie. Her husband doing that to her.
I know. At first, I thought that was mean too, but then I started hearing about how she was in the back locker room and how much of a bitch she was, and how people just. I mean, if people hate you that much, they got to shit in your bag.
Yikes! I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah, they shit in her gym bag. They shit in her bag, and yeah.
Wow.
You gotta be a horrible person.
You got more than Hulk Hogan in this episode.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say in the beginning when you were talking about like we're gonna pick one topic. I was like, even we're gonna try to stick to one topic, or at least we're gonna narrow it down.
No, it never does.
It's such a big world. Like you cannot talk about Hulk Hogan without talking about his competitors, and you can't talk about his competitors without it kind of spiraling off. As long as we keep coming back a little bit. Like,
yeah, it's all good.
We're good.
We're good. Even though Sable did appear in that that TV show?
Law and Order. No, it was the other one.
The Paradise.
Trouble in Paradise.
Trouble in Paradise.
Well, he also was in one of those. It was on USA. It was a cop show. They were in jail. Something Blue, where they rode the bikes on the beach.
Oh, Pacific Blue.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
Hogan was in that one too.
Hogan.
He was a bad guy.
I almost said it.
I remember watching
He
that
was a
too.
bad guy.
He's had a lot of like awkward movies where Three Ninjas. What was it? The third movie, Three Ninjas. You remember the movie Three Ninjas?
I do remember the movie.
I think it was the third sequel, and Hulk Hogan's the bad guy in it too. Then he had Suburban Commando, which is an odd movie where Undertaker's in it.
That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, Hulk Hogan movie.
Yeah, it's Undertaker and somebody else is with him too. I can't remember. But yeah, I had all the VHS of every Hogan aspect ever. Like it was
okay. So His first movie, Rocky 3, 82. No Holds Barred, 89. Mr. Nanny.
Whatever, he wore an apron, okay?
And a tutu.
1993. Suburban Commando, 91. Santa with Muscles, 96.
Great movie.
Wow.
He
Santa
was
with
in
muscles.
Gremlins 2.
Yep,
90.
as a cameo. Oh, wait, before you go on to the next one, fun fact about that was he got the Gremlins 2 part saying he was going to work with Steven Spielberg. He got so excited. He goes, yeah, I was going to be meeting Steven Spielberg, and I was going to be like, hey, I thought this was going to be the jump of his acting career, to meet him. He got to the place, he studied all his lines and whatnot. It's a really short cameo, and he's like, hey, where's Steven? I want to talk to him. Oh, this is the secondary unit, so we're just filming your little stuff. And Steven's Steven's in LA, and he's like, oh, brother. Good.
He got shot the fuck down. Damn. Okay. Assault on Devil's Island, 97. Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain, 1998. Romeo and Juliet, 2011. The Ultimate Weapon, 1998. Spy Hard, 96. The Secret Agent Club, 96. McKinsey's Island, 98. Thunder in Paradise.
I just watching your face.
94. Little Hercules in 3D, 2009. Shadow Warriors 2, 99. Thunder in Paradise 3, 95. Muppets from Space, 99. Comedy Central Roasts with David Hasselhoff, 2010. And I remember this one, Robot Chicken, Star Wars, 2007. I remember that one.
See, how can you take this guy serious? I mean,
These movies are masterpieces.
I've seen one.
I've seen them all.
No, I did see Gremlins too.
I love terrible movies. That's why I love all the Marines.
After the first Marine, they became ridiculous.
No, you got to try the Miz's. The Miz Marines are awesome.
No.
No.
I only have so many brain cells, bro.
Yeah. No, Becky Lynch is in the last one too. And Shawn Michaels.
No.
Oh, HBK. We should talk about him. You want to have an episode about HBK?
We will.
Ooh-wee.
And the next episode.
Don't crack me up, man.
So the next episode, you get to pick for these fine people on Patreon, and it'll be your choice. And then the third episode will be Mr. Big Daddy, and then we'll just go in rotation, so everybody's on board.
Oh, okay. I know how I'm going to pick.
I don't, man. That's a hard choice. That's a really hard choice. I'll have to get back to you.
You have to get back to them.
I'll have to get back to you.
Because they're
you can't see me, but I'm looking at you. You can't see this.
All right, so I don't want to end it on a sour note, but how did you guys feel about when the racist stuff came out? When he was, on tape, but in his own private home, and his asshole friend, quote unquote, was filming and taping the entire time, and I always fight for it because I'm like, well, this was a point in his life where the drugs, the alcohol, he's about to kill himself, dealing with all this and that, and I understand people say stupid shit, but it was in his own home, it was in the privacy of his own home, but then to make some money or whatever you have to off this, and I know the sex tape is out there.
Ew,
I don't want to see that.
Nope.
Orange tan, brother.
Okay, well, I have a couple of thoughts on that. One is integrity is being honest and being a good person even when nobody's watching. So the fact that he was in his own home doesn't mean much to me because that's where he's the most comfortable and that's where it's going to be the most accurate representation of who he is as a person.
Right.
On the other note is, man, have I said some stupid shit at home that could be taken way out of context. I understand I have a certain level of empathy and compassion for understanding, we all say stupid shit. I guess what bothered me more about that wasn't just the dropping of the N-bomb, because of course that was terrible. But the whole, well, if you're going to have a N-bomb, at least make it a rich one. And I'm paraphrasing. I know I'm not making it right. Not all of them are bad. Some of them are nice. Some of them have money. That was the thing that kind of upset me, where I was like, okay, this is where it comes back to where I dislike Hulk, is that classism, that right hand of the man. He's the man. And being somebody from a lower class home and a lower class minority upbringing, it doesn't set well with me. Mm-hmm. Do I think he's a horrible person because he said one shitty comment? No. Do I think he's out there burning crosses or, having outright racist actions? Absolutely not. I think he said something really stupid once in home, and somebody really capitalized on it to make a few bucks, and that was fucked up. Mm-hmm. Like, there wasn't anybody right in that situation, but I don't necessarily think that makes him the horrible person that he was maybe portrayed. The comments he made about Brooke, on the other hand, that creeped me out.
And Phil. Big Daddy.
Speaking of Big Daddy.
Take a pic.
Go ahead. Racism. You're a man of color.
I'm a man of color. I sure am.
Because you can't see this.
You can't see this. Sitting on whatever. No, I'm kidding. We talked about this before, and I kind of laughed because I'll say it. You guys ain't gotta say it, and we're fucking nigga.
See, I don't say it. I can't.
Is just, it's starting to be one of those words that just everyone says.
Not me.
Everyone's. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
$5 says you do.
500 says I don't.
Oh, I want
a trip to Raw says you do. When it goes back down, the Roman Reigns is there.
Done. We shook on it. You can't see this, though.
You can't see this.
Listen.
Okay.
Well, that sounds really bad.
I know. Rumors. This is how rumors get started, Big Daddy.
You heard the ashiness. You heard her ashy ass hands rubbing together.
That was not my ashy hands. Mine are well lotioned and lubricated.
Let me see.
Yes, hers are nice.
Victoria's Secret.
Yours
thank you.
are
Frosted lilac petals.
Mm.
Good old Jergens for me. Don't make me ooh.
Nasty.
Anyway.
Cherry almond ass.
That's right. Smack that on the ass. Pow. What are we talking about? Hogan. Oh, Hogan. Okay, we're talking about Hogan's punk ass. When I heard about it, I laughed. I did. Kyle remembers. He asked me about it. I laughed. I was like, damn. Why is it after only 400 plus years that word just gets thrown out? I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. But like you said, when people are in the comfort of their own homes is when they show the true ass. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he showed his ass. Now, the comments about Brooke, I'm still kind of up in the air about that because I'm like, okay, what this just... That's
sketchier to me.
Yeah.
It really is.
But as everyone knows,
but so does Donald Trump.
Very, very true. Oh, when you made that comment by that was right up there with a comment by Donald Trump. He said by his daughter. I'm like, all right.
It creeps me out.
I was wondering when that motherfucker was gonna make his way on.
It's like, I don't care if you're.
She said it first.
I don't care.
I know. Usually it's you.
I don't care if you're the Hulk or Donald Trump, man. Like, quit being a sleaze with your own kids. Like, stop it. Just stop.
Yeah.
Stop that shit.
Nasty.
Knock it off.
I just thought it was funny though. He poor Hulk. I mean, do I think bad about him after that? No. Because people say it. It doesn't matter who, black, white, Mexican, people just say the shit. And sometimes I think it's funny the way different races say it. The way they say it sounds funny as hell to me. Black folks, you got nigga.
Oh my God.
Mexicans, you got...
Well, see, I've always joked because I'm the whitest Mexican you'll ever meet. And so when I try to speak hood, now that I admit that I'm not a gangster, when I was younger, I thought it was something different. But now I kind of joke and I'll make sure that I white it up. I enunciate like anything. I don't say holla, I holler.
Holler.
Oh.
Holler.
Holler. Holler.
Because I know how ridiculous it is. Like, come on. Like, you gotta laugh at yourself.
Yeah, you gotta laugh at yourself. And I know people are gonna hear this like, Phil, why are you saying that shit? I'm sorry, aka Big Daddy. That's right. Get it right.
Code names.
No, but it doesn't bug me. I know the New Day, they said their piece with it. You know, hey, we have no problem with Hogan as long as he doesn't. We stay out of his way. We stay out of his way. We stay out of his way. Same thing with Titus O'Neil, a couple of others. They apparently still have a problem with it, which is funny because they probably say the word more than him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is. What's done is done. Hogan, he's to me, he's not a bad person for saying it because I've heard worse.
And he didn't say, like, he didn't take it to a very hateful place. It almost was like his excuse was, I grew up in Florida. This was something that I grew up around. Like, this is just what we said. Like, you know, it was something that was just kind of
he's even
layman for him.
He went to the Lil Wayne concert. He even talked about going there, and you know, Lil Wayne's like, "Hey, what's up, Mike?" You know, and like a bunch of other people, "Hey, what's up, Mike?" You know, to him, and he's like, "Oh." You know,
like if you listen to it, it wasn't. I have heard much worse. I have heard much more racism coming from our White House than I heard coming from Hulk's house. And so, I mean, if I have a problem with one or the other, like, Hulk, you're forgiven. Like, at least you weren't coming from a hateful place. You were coming from an ignorant place. You were coming from maybe a stupid place. Maybe you had a few too many drinks and let your tongue slip, like, without even thinking about it, kind of thing.
That.
Oh yeah.
But it just, like, I read the whole thing, and it was more of the classism, like, that really kind of offended me. Like, really?
And plus, it sounded like he was trying to be cool.
Yeah.
It sounded like he was trying to be cool.
He's so cool. Call him Culo.
Culo.
Okay, Mr. Fanboy.
Your thoughts. Yeah, your thoughts. You heard us.
That's going to be a new nickname, Fanboy.
I'm always a fanboy.
I love Hulk. I love him.
Love him so much. I love him so much, brother. That's why I'm going to get into this promo right now. I know I said the N-word, but look here, brother. I've been down with everybody, brother.
Oh, God. That is the best Hulk I've ever heard.
Oh, I do them all the time, huh?
All the damn time. That's where we're at.
No matter. Sylvester Stallone, too. I have a good Sylvester Stallone. Do you want to hear it? You look at me like you want to hear it? Yeah.
Yikes.
You know, hey, Adrian, I'm not a bum, Mickey, you know.
The one person I hate more than Hulk. I know.
This is only your first episode.
Kill you
And
right now.
next episode is going to come out and be like, she is no longer with us.
If that's okay, you can find me on my rival podcast.
Whoa!
I'm just kidding.
She got you on that one, bro.
You can't see this.
He's not a tumor.
It won't be named You Can't See This. It'll be named I Couldn't See That.
A competition already.
Yeah.
This is going to be
I'm
fun.
just kidding. I would never.
No, I think he'll forever be a legend. You know, in my mind, just because it takes me back to being a kid, takes me back to my great grandfather and the bond we had and watching it as I grew up and stuff like that. So there's always that special place. And I know people make mistakes. I know it happens, but you know, I think he's said he's sorry. You know, he's found religion. You know, I know that's not a good excuse to a lot of people, but it's one of the things where I think he's in a better place now than he was then. And after you watch that documentary, you need to text me because it's like, whoa. But for me, he will forever be a legend in my heart. I will forever become that 5-year-old being like, oh, Hogan, you know, always.
Guilty. I will too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, having a stupid comment doesn't undo the years and years and years of work that he's done. And, like, he's an icon.
He is.
Yeah. I don't think there's a single person in this world who doesn't know who Hulk Hogan is. Mm-hmm. Like, whether you watch wrestling or not, you know who Hulk Hogan is. You know who the Hulkster is.
Exactly. And we'll drop it on that note. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja.
I am Big Daddy. And we're going to make a name for you right now.
Right now, that's too much pressure.
That's way too much pressure.
Just stop. Delete.
Just delete.
I've seen the little Hulkamaniacs. They're trained in the prayers of vitamins. They're going to live forever. Hulkamania is going to live forever. And if Andre the Giant physically destroyed me, physically wiped me out, physically took the belt,